Today I'm going to talk about you of Conan Edogawa. Conan Edogawa is a high school detective, Shinichi Kudo, 17 years old, who got treated by a poison called aflatoxin 4869 by the black organization gin and vodka, and he turned into these. Oh, sorry. My filament in the 3D printer isn't that good, so yeah. And later, he got to Hida City. He lives there with Professor Agasa, and And then one day at school, there was a guy called Haibara who told Conan that she was Sherry and realized and also got fed by aflatoxin 4869. She was locked in the group, forced to make aflatoxin 4869 from the black organization, but one day they locked her up and she had no choice but to escape using the aflatoxin, and then her hands got smaller and that made her free. She got in the trash dump and she escaped, but the black organization got pictures of her. So then she had no choice but to go to the house of Shinichi Kudo. But then she found Professor Agasa, and one day she had a dream of Conan getting shot. After Conan was getting shot, she see a Porsche and that wanted to kill her. And so, yeah, she got shot, but it was just a nightmare. And so, then the next day, she got nightmares all the time, and she couldn't believe another time. After they investigated the car of gin and vodka. They placed a wiretap. They heard what Jin was talking to Pisco and to feed the poison. Then after in the reunion party, the chandelier was mysteriously cut off and landed on someone very important. It couldn't be possible with someone planning to attack him, cause it's impossible to aim in the dark. So how could it be? And after Conan found out how it was, he found out that first they used fluorescent paint on one of the chains of the chandelier, then using a pistol and covering a handkerchief on above, then firing to the chandelier's in fluorescent paint chain. After it fell, for aiming, he told the mister to stand on the blades where it's supposed. And how to find out that the guy was Pisco is that there was one person with long hair with glasses who couldn't be the killer, cause he was doing a kiss with Vermouth, who is actually a famous American actress. Someone else, okay, but pretending she's not Vermouth, but she's still aged. But I don't know about how did Vermouth got that hair. Then, where was I? It couldn't be the other people, because they were busy doing other stuff. And so, the only one that was doing nothing in the corner of the room was Pisco. And he took Haibara, and he knows it was Sherry. Then, Conan mysteriously tied a speaker to one of the boxes. Then, Haibara got the glasses of Conan that he could talk each other. And then, Conan forced her to drink baijiu, which is baijiu in Chinese, as a type of very strong liquor. After she got big and turned back to an adult like she was before. Well, she's much older than Conan, of Shinichi Kudo, of course, because she's an adult and Shinichi Kudo's a high school. Then after gin and vodka entered the room of the liquor where she was locked up, there was a little chimney. She climbed up, and then they heard gin and vodka was there. Vodka said, "We gotta get out of this room right now." While Jin say, "Yeah, okay." After they got out of the room, there was a little breathing noise, a panting noise up the chimney. They got out of the room. It was Aihaibara. She climbed up and reached to the roof. Then she got shot on the elbow. Then she got shot on the leg, on the rib, and then everywhere else. She fell on the ground and didn't know gin and vodka was there, suspecting her to be there. Then they pew her on the face, on the cheek. Then she felt Conan shot Jin using her tranquilizer watch or something, I don't know, blah blah blah. Then she fell asleep. Oh, he almost fell asleep, but yeah, because he never falls asleep in years and days and days and days and days. Conan used his voice transmitter and to pretend he was vodka, and then he say, "Climb down the chimney." The Jin shot vodka on the belly for some reason, thinking he was an ally to Aihaibara. And then after that, it was a very sad news. She fell down the chimney. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah, very bad. Unzoom. We all know that happened. Now why not to do this? After she fell down, her vision was blurry just like now. And then it was not blurry anymore. Conan took her away to the car of Professor Agasa. A few hours later, she turned back to a kid. And then they took her to the hospital. Well, she need crutches and lots of bandages everywhere on his body, and a giant one on the cheek. But thankfully, it did not crack his jaw, cause like Simo Haya had the White Death, he was also shot on the cheek, but he got a broken jaw. Good for Aihaibara, her jaw is still normal. Oh, damn. After that, there was another time. There was a bus going for skiing. Then there were two men dressed in ski clothes. And then the detective boys thought they have no patience to go to ski. Then one of them, in his case, brought out a pistol, and the other also. One aimed at the driver's head, and the other aims at the civilians. Very sad and very dangerous. But what was in their cases? It would seem very heavy. What was it? Then Conan he told the driver to turn to out of service mode. Then he told him to drive out of Hido City. After that, he drove out of Hido City. He almost drove out Hido City. The detectives were on a bus, a truck chasing them, and the police was the Ferrari was on the back. Vroom, vroom. And then blah 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 blah. Conan figured out the bomb. The suit inside the ski blah 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 blah. The ski bag, there were a bomb. So after he told Jody to pass him the lipstick. Jody said FBI. And didn't tell anyone. She was pretending to be a teacher. And on the back, there's 3 people because Conan was wanting to call Inspector Megure, but he immediately knew that Conan was trying to use his telephone. He took his telephone away. And yeah, baby cries. Yeah, baby cries. After he took the telephone away, he knew that someone on the back 3 were giving them the codes to him. After that, he knew something was off. One of those 3, one was having an headphone, and one couldn't hear. The other one was wearing a mask with green eyes, with mysterious hair, and big clothes. The 3rd one was chewing gum, and was a lady. In the end, they figured out who was it. It was the lady blowing chewing gum. You see, the one aiming the head of the driver was looking through. He was looking through the mirror, and that pointed on the back of those 3. The lady would chew the chewing gum and it would pop into, and after it pops, he'll remove the chewing gum, and when he was removing, he'll point at the direction. And when someone do something suspicious, she'll do that every single time. And if no one does anything suspicious, she'll continue on chewing. And at the end, they got something. The guy wearing the mask and the guy who cannot hear is a civilian. And after the bus was going to explode, and everyone got out of the bus, and the bus stopped. Because Conan wrote stop on the bomb and then the driver saw it and he stopped. And did a mighty drift. Wow! And everyone got out. And then Haibara stayed in place, thinking that Jody was Sharon. Sharon was removed, a part of the black organization, always able to disguise herself of somebody else, like Sharon disguised as Yukiko's inspector, and Vermouth is the guy disguising as Sharon, and Sharon is actually a fake human on Earth because she's a made-up people. And she almost wanted to trick Jody as being Dr. Araide. After that, Haibara saw a fire extinguisher banging on the front window of the the bus. Then Conan leaped in, and just like James Bond, he carried Aihibara and used his elbow to protect him and jumped out of the glass. Right on the back of him, the bus exploded just in time. And also, as we know, the lady who is chewing gum on his watch is not a watch, but it's a timer to know when the bomb will explode. Until the time is clear, he'll tell the bad guys to set them free. After they set the free bad guys, and the civilians. Man, shut up. Where am I at? To die. And yep. And I got one sad news and one happy news. The girl died, and the bad guys died also in the bomb. And the good news is Aihibara was safe, because without her, they could never turn back into adults, because she was the one that created aflatoxin 4X69. And that's the end of today. Bye.